Hello bookworms, this is Ivy and welcome back to another reading video of my reading journal. I hope you guys are keeping safe so far because the stuff that's happening in the world right now. Hope you guys are treating yourself, keeping yourself preoccupied, reading a lot of books and journaling. I linked the reading journal playlist over here at the top so you can check that out so you can see all the videos that I've made. I'm gonna do a time-lapse of my May spread or theme, and I'm gonna leave the timestamp somewhere in the screen so that you can just jump onto that if you just want to see my May spread. Otherwise, we can start with what I've accomplished so far in the past 2 months. Let's do this! Okay, as usual, we're starting with the reading challenge. So far, I've read 9 books and 4 books in the past 2 months. I was expecting to read a lot more for the past 2 months, but then stuff happens, you know, and that's okay. We get lazy. It's okay if you don't have anything productive to do during the day, and I'm pretty much happy with what I've read so far. So this is my March theme, so it's very simple. I didn't get to finish a book in this month, so I wasn't really bothered with journaling because of the stuff that's been happening. I was just not bothered to do anything at all. As you can see here, the days that had the light gray lines were the days that I didn't get to read any pages at all because we went out of town for a week and I didn't get to read much. I wasn't in the mood to read, and I guess it's also because of the book that I was reading that I wasn't in the mood for. I guess that explains it. And I was expecting this to be a lot more a mix of shade of greens. I guess that's okay. I like how this turned out. I like that it's simple and not much things going on. It was pretty much easy to maintain this theme. Referring back to the book that I was reading in my last video, which is Smoke and Summons by Charlie Holmberg. This is a fantasy novel. I started reading this March 1st and I finished reading it April 22. This was the book that I wasn't in the mood for. I wasn't in a big fantasy mood during that time, and I started reading other books instead, and I stopped reading this for a while. I think it's pretty good. If I was in a good reading mood, then I'd like this more, I think, because it gets pretty intense, and this is the first book in a trilogy. The ending was kind of a cliffhanger. The twists and turns were it wasn't over the top, but it was pretty good. And I rated this 3.43 stars. And as you can see here, the flaming horse that's in the book. Next we have the Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is a non-fiction self-help book. It's a very easy read. I would recommend this if you'd like to get your shit together. And it's just very clear and easy to follow. There's a lot of insights that you can learn from it. As you can see, I filled up the whole page, not just 1 spread, 2 spread, but 3 spreads. So I had to stick this paper because I didn't want to use another spread for the book. So there's a lot to learn from this, and totally recommend. I like this. So I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. And then during the time that I stopped reading Smoke and Summons, decided to read Never World Wake by Marisha Pessl. So this is a very short book, so I wanted to pick it up and read it while I get back into the mood of reading again. It's like below 300 pages and it's a mystery young adult novel. As comparing it to her other book, which is Night Film, they kind of had the same vibe, but then it's still different because the Night Film was an adult fiction and this is a young adult, so it's very easy to follow along. Since it's a mystery novel, you can't really put the book down. It just swallows you up. And we have here the Carpe Noctem that's been used a lot in the book and other quotes because they're very relatable, and I like Marisha Pessl's writing style because it's very easy and clear. I think I've said that in the previous book. This wasn't really a favorite, but then it's a good book. I gave this a 4.14 out of 5 stars. I'll also link the inspiration for this moon. And then next, we have the April spread. So I did this very last minute. I started doing this in mid-April because I was just not in the mood for anything. But then after I read that Atomic Habits book, that got me motivated a bit, and which is good. So I did a very simple flowery theme for April. We have here the keep going, keep growing, and I'll also link the inspiration for this spread. It was a good reading month, much better than March and much better than reading nothing at all. I like how this part turned out. And then next we have The Ocean Was Our Sky by Patrick Ness and Rubina Kai. I finished reading this last night, so it counted for the books that I read in April. I didn't put my thoughts yet about this. I just had the drawing of the whale and the ship, and I just decided to draw this in pencil because I don't want to make any mistakes when I draw with pen. And I rated this 3.75 out of 5 stars. It's pretty good. It's okay. Not the best, but I like the illustrations because it's very pretty. This is also the audiobook that I'm currently listening to right now, Heroes by Stephen Fry. So it's, I think, the second book to Mythology, I think. His first book was Mythos, which is about Greek gods and goddesses. Liking this so far. I like Stephen Fry's writing and narration is the bomb. He also narrated the Harry Potter series. Loved it. I loved Harry Potter series because of the narration. I'm more than halfway through the audiobook, so while I'm gonna do the May spread, I'm gonna listen to that. And finally, we have the March and April wrap up. As mentioned earlier, I didn't finish a book in March, so I just combined them. I finished 4 books, a total of 1,135 pages, and average rating of 4.08 stars, which is pretty good. And we have here the quote from Never World Wake, which is kind of deep, which I really like. And we have here the Bookstagram. We uploaded 1 post, which is Never World Wake. You can check that out. On our booktube, we had 2 videos. And that's it for the wrap up. So I'm gonna do my May spread. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a jellyfish theme. I've been wanting to do a jellyfish theme, so I waited till the time that I was in the mood for it, so here we are. We're gonna do the whole time-lapse thing, and I hope it turns out good. Enjoy the time-lapse!
Out of the river. They carried her across to a wooded area that...
is my main spread. This is the finished product. I like how this turned out. We have the jellyfish here and the number of days in May. I'm excited to see how this will turn out by the end of the month. Expecting it to be very simple but then very colorful, different shades of pink and purple. I'll post in the description the inspiration for this jellyfish theme. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, which is June. And I have a little something to spice it up, something new, so stay tuned for that. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!